Hey guys, welcome back to Playing in Space with Planethead. Um, if I remember correctly, I think I put the title in as a really quick apology, a little bit of a worry, and then some blind fitting of a Vexor. um, Also, we've got our audience in the rear here, so Amanda's here to hang out with us. We'll see. Hopefully, she doesn't do anything behind me while I'm not paying attention. Um, So really quick apology, nothing special, nothing huge, but I think in almost every video that I've done in the past, I've said that there was a link in the description if you wanted to watch this video series of me returning to Eve from the very beginning. And then this weekend I went through and realized, okay, now she's gone. Now I don't have to worry about, well, she's gonna kind of be gone. Hold on, I gotta let her out the door here. Um, Go on. There you go. Need to go? Or you just sit? Oh no, you just wanted another spot to talk to me, didn't you? You're a good girl. Okay. Uh, so in the descriptions, I've had this link in there that actually was incorrect. I wanted to have a link in there so if anybody caught the series and wanted to start from the very beginning, they could go back to the very beginning of it and actually had like the first episode, maybe the third episode, and then nothing since then. So I think I fixed that out there. And I went through each one of the prior videos and updated the link in the description. So hopefully that's fixed. Nothing huge. I'm not really expecting a whole lot of people to do that, but I'm one of those people. I started watching this series during um, COVID called Wrestling with Regret. It's terrible, but it's about. No, it's not Wrestling with Regret. It's the shoot. It's oh, shoot, the Reliving the War, and it was the series where it's still going. The guy was doing a chronological history of the late 1990s wrestle war between the WWF and the WCW, and their Monday Night Wars as to who was going to take over professional wrestling, if you can believe it. And I got into that, and I went all the way back to the beginning of it and watched it because it was kind of a history. So it's the only real reason why I've had that link in there. But then I realized this weekend that that link was incorrect. So hopefully that is fixed if anybody catches this. Um, the second part is that I'm a little bit worried about. And if anybody watched my old videos from a little bit over a year ago, I went to FanFest and loved it, had a great time. And then during FanFest, they were announcing some different things that were popping up. And one of the things they announced, if I remembered, was them saying um, that they were going to be getting into a mobile game. And other than obviously the Eve Online, the I can't remember the name of it, whatever the mobile version is of this, but they were doing a strategy game. And then I saw a link on the main page of the starter that talks about this Eve Galaxy Conquest. Um, and I'm hoping, I think it's mobile. Um, I'm hoping that this just isn't a CCP skin on top of some of the regular pay to win games that are out there. I think like Game of Thrones does one, and some of the other ones where it's and maybe you guys like these, but they just seem like kind of a cash grab to me. Um, where supposedly you're teaming up with other people to uh, uh, take over worlds and fight different people. What was the one that was really big for a while there? Made tons of money, but it was just the same thing every time. I'm trying to remember. It was shoot. I had it in my head right before I went to to the video, and I should have written it down. Basically, I'm just worried that it's a skin over one of these already pre-made games that really there isn't a lot of strategy to it. It's more about trying to get you to spend more money. Um, If it is, and TCP makes some money off of that so they can make Eve better, that's even better. But if not, I hope it's a good game. So I did sign up for the email list here to see if they send me anything as far as what's going on with it. Uh, I'm kind of picky with my games. Um, I did try out Eve Vanguard when it first came out. I am not a first person like shooter guy. I do play a few first person player games like The Long Dark and Fallout 4, but I don't do any first person shooters. So even though I tried it for a little bit, it just really wasn't my thing. Although I know it was actually pretty cool. Um, and and I would love to see, uh, someday, if I can still do it, get the EVE Online board game. I saw that at FanFest. It looked amazing. I'm sure it's really expensive, but I'm just worried about this one here, and that's my worry. I just want to say that we can all run into that. Like obviously, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan right now. This is a great example. So they won today. This video won't go out until probably Tuesday, so 2 days later. So that's where I'm still wearing my Eagles garb. But you know what? The Eagles probably have out there an Eagles sponsored Monopoly game. Okay, that's the way I kind of look at it. Am I going to buy that? No. Um, but am I really upset about it? No. But I I worry a little bit about that. I hope it's just not a cash grab. And if it isn't, maybe it's a game that we can try. I love strategy games, so that might be something. But that's all I got there. So the third part of the video, more importantly, while the dog jumps around behind me and now comes up and talks to me while I try to drink my coffee, is what I wanted to do was hold on. Can I drink my coffee? Thank you. I love you, man. I love you. I've got to put my coffee away from her. God forbid you drank coffee. You'd be even more insane. Okay. Um, is what I would like to do is a little bit weird. Not weird, but so with the Vexor that I'm flying, let's pull it up here. Let's get this stupid screen up here. Um, like I said before, and I've talked about before, it is a really, really simple fit. It's something that I built all the parts for. And I think I possibly threw on a few scavenged parts onto it. What I was thinking today was do the next level up on designing the ship that I want to fly. Um, and not the last version. This is just a simple Vexor. So what I thought I would do is take both the in-game Vexor fit that they have in here and take a quick look at that, and then also pull up Z Killboard and look at a few ships that have been destroyed in there. Um, and from those thoughts, maybe come up with the next Vexor fit. The reason why I wanted to do this was I started doing the level 2 missions, and I'm doing them, and I'm able to get through them so far. Probably done about 15 of them so far, but sometimes they're a little bit slow because I know this fit isn't that great. Got some kind of uh, wimpy guns on here. I haven't filled out all the slots. I actually had to use one of the slots for a data analyzer for one of the missions that I had to do. I know you never want to. I've got like a shield recharger on here as well as an armor repairer, which you really very rarely, if ever, want to have dual. You either want to focus on one type of tank or another type of tank, or even the third type. So you either want to focus on armor or shields. I actually knew a guy who had a structure tank or a speed tank, one of the three, but you never want to go with two. And actually have two of them on here because I just kind of threw some stuff on this to get started. So what I thought today was I would do simple research to come up with an idea for something, and then fly it for a couple weeks or a little while, and after that, um, look for I kind of look at it for in 4 levels. And this would be level 2. Level 1 would be just throw on anything that you can do or make and fly it. That's where I'm at right now. Level 2 would be do a little bit of research to um, build the ship that you want to fly. Level 3 would be tweak that sucker out for rigs and skills and everything else. And then level 4 would be your full tilt. I'm ready to move on to maybe the next level up of the ship or really digging into it. Right now, this is just a level 2. So let's just jump in real quick. I'll talk real briefly about the fit that I have um, that is not that good, but things that I would like to improve upon it. Then we'll take a quick look at the fitting that Eve gives you in the game. I think they only give you one. I'm not even sure if it's that great. And then I want to take a look at the kill board. So first off, um, I've got 4 heavy electron blasters on here, short range blasters. I think they don't use a large amount of capacitor, and they're shooting with lead charge medium hybrid ammo. Um, Again, not doing a whole lot of damage with these. They were just the ones that I had lying around that I could build or that I could buy quickly and get done. Also starting from the very bottom. So I think, and again, they're short range. Um, I might want to look into, for the next level up, uh, a long range but low powered gun if possible, and move up a little bit more in the ammo damage capacity so I can then build both types for that. So that's what I'm looking for with the high slot. Is this the end all be all? No, it's just like moving up to that next level to test it out, see how things go. And then after that, and that look at turret tracking, kind of get a feel for everything that's there. I know I can do the level 2 missions right now with this fit, but looking to get those missions to be done better. Secondary, and this is where I kind of run into and which I'm wanting to do the 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 middle slot and the low slot is where I really want to look at my um the fits that are out there. I'm not going to mess around with rigs just yet today. So, um first off, I've got a 10 MN afterburner on here. Um, I'm actually thinking I would prefer to go to a micro warp drive. We'll see what the fits look like that are out there, what people normally use. Reason why I had the 10 MN afterburner was it doesn't increase my signature radius, which makes it a little bit harder for rats and things to target me, and there's a few other bonuses there. Um, but I've also found as I've been flying it that a lot of times when I was flying my frigates, I liked having the afterburner because of all of those things. But with this Vexor having the afterburner on it, once I got to the spot that I wanted to get to, I didn't really need to have the afterburner on there as much. So if I can get to that spot faster and then turn off the micro warp drive, maybe that's something that's better. So I want to try that out. Now, I'm not saying we'll figure out either one, but I can build a micro warp drive, so that's cool. Middle areas, these are totally these 3 that are on here. I built the blueprint for tracking computers. I could build more of those. Um, but I don't know if I really want to or not. And if I am going long range, I might want that. We'll figure that out. I want to see what other people have. Again, I talked about this earlier. Um, I've got both a shield recharger on this just because I found one and threw it on. But then I've also down below got the armor repairer. So I got to choose between both of these two, which one I want to go. Do I want to go shield tank or armor tank? And then there's different ways you can do both. Do you want to up your resistances? Do you want to just full tilt, just recharge? That sort of thing. And obviously this data analyzer needs to come out of here. I was just using it for a mission that was there. Down below in the low slots, definitely almost always gonna want to go with, and I'm thinking at least two drone damage amplifiers. on this. Now, there's upgrades that you can do, I know, but as far as things that I can build right now, so that would leave me take 2 of my 5 slots. Then the other slots would be either to throw on a third damage amplifier, maybe something that increases the damage from my guns. Do I leave that the armor repair on here, or do I go shield tank in the middle? Um, do I leave the damage control on here? Um, when I played before, I started tinkering around with trying to find fits that didn't have damage control, only because um, when I played a lot prior to that, I always threw a damage control on it. It was just like that given thing. Okay, you build a ship, throw a damage control on it. And I really wanted to see, can I fly ships without having that? It's a really useful piece of machinery that goes, or a piece of equipment that goes on your ship, because it got so many bonuses. But maybe you become too reliant on just always having one, and maybe you're limiting yourself. So that's the fit right now. Let's take a quick look inside the fittings that are out there. Um, Other thing being, when I'm talking about the two things I'm going to look at today, I know there's a lot of other places where I can get fittings, and that would be where I would start researching my third level fit of this. You've got the Eve Workbench, you've got Reddit, you've got a bunch of other third-party sites that you can go to. Just talking with people that are in your corps and that sort of thing to get a feel for what's out there. That would be the third level. Today, we're just going to try to keep it simple. So looks like there's two fits in here. One is the Abyssal Vexor, and the second one is the DED Vexor. Now, we're not going to be doing anything in Abyssal space right now, so I'm not going to really look at that, but let's check out the DED Vexor fit. I'm just going to take a quick gander at this. Now, it's got some fits here, and I actually can't fit into this. I don't have the skills for it just yet. Hold on one second. They do have 200 millimeter railgun. So those are Tech 2s. I'm just going to go with the Tech 1 most likely. But these are two of those with a core probe launcher. And then, oh, I didn't even think about this. The drone link augmenter. If I remember correctly, that increases the distance that you can, let's take a look, that you can control your drones. Increases drone control range. Yeah, cool. Oh, that's the other thing. Right now, I've got 10 Hornets on the ship. Do I want to throw in 5 medium drones? That's a big one. So, um, cool. So those are some options there. Now, this only has an afterburner on it. It does have a couple of omnidirectional tracking links. So no shield tanking. The omnidirectional boosts your drones, both your optimal range and your tracking of all the drones. So that's pretty cool. Or the tracking of the drones themselves. So, and they've got two of those on here. And then they've got a cat battery on here. That is one other thing. Now, I know my skills aren't that great. I need to look into those. But my armor repair and having some other things on, like running on the ship, was causing my cap to cap out. Not hugely quickly, but still annoyingly quickly. So let's see here. Down below, they've got the two damage amplifier, drone damage amplifiers, like I've got. And then they went armor tank. They've got the medium armor repairer. Now all of these are Tech 2s. I just have Tech 1s. Um, and then they've got the thermal armor hardener and a kinetic armor hardener. So this would be an option here if when running my missions, if I win armor tank, notice they don't have uh, the damage control. They went the opposite direction. So that is an option, thermal and kinetic. So what is the base? So let's see here, armor, thermal and kinetic. So they went in the middle here, and both of those got bumped up to 66%. What happens if I turn those off? So both of those were at 35. So it goes up to 66 for both. So you just got to make sure that you're not going up against anybody who does any type of explosive damage. Um, okay, that's understandable. I'm seeing what's going on here. Um, cool. That there. Now, let's check out, for giggle's sakes, the kill board. Delete. Go. And if I remember correctly, you can just type in Vexor and it will show you the most recent kills of Vexors. Now, there's another one. You need to look for ships. There are all sorts of Vexor fits out there. You want to have one that fits what you're trying to do. So, let's see here, Vexor. Vexor. Cool. Probably want to keep it. I'll probably be looking at the ones in the lower cost range. Um, Obviously, these are ships that have been blown up. Um, so maybe they might not be the best fits, but they'll give me an idea. So a lot of these are ranging between 16 and 24 million ISK. So let's go the low range, 16 million ISK. Wait. Okay, so looking at this, it was done. It's a Vexor, and this kill was done in nullsec. It was killed in nullsec by the pandemic horde. So I'm more so looking for ships that are in high sec. Who cares? We're not going to kill ourselves with this. Let's just take a look at the one from Pandemic Horde. It was probably a fleet battle or some small skirmish. Um, okay, something interesting is on here. So they have nothing in the high slots. They are shield tanked with a little bit of shield here, and then a bunch of drone damage amplifiers on here. So this is a little bit of weird fit. I don't really think this is what we're looking for. I wonder if the other one that died here by somebody else is fitted the same way. There is a slight chance with that. I can't remember the mechanics of it or if they still allow it, but when you fleet up, you can back in the day you could assign your drones to another person, and then basically you would just be flying along in the fleet, and they would be controlling the drones to destroy things. If this was somebody who um, is multi-boxing it, they may not have needed the guns on the ship because it would be too much of a pain to fire the guns. So they have just um, fitted the ships all the same way that they can just fly some drones and stay alive for a while and just assign the drones to a main guy to point them and shoot them. I don't know if that's still, you're able to still do that, but that might be why there were no guns on here. Just trying to think about it. Okay. So the second one we want to look at here, I'm seeing this one here. It was killed in low sec. See how he's got him fit here. So it looks like they've got 4 long range cannons. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was looking for there. They've got the micro warp drive that I was talking about before. They've got a painter, a web of fire, and a sensor booster. Okay, so those are some thoughts. So no shield tank. And then over here, they've got the damage control and magnetic field stabilizer, which increases the damage of their long range guns. They've got one drone damage amplifier, and then an armor repairer, and more armor added to it. So this is a lot more similar to the one that I had, or what I was talking about, maybe possibly increasing. Um, they dumped one of the drone damage amplifiers and threw on more armor. So that's interesting. Um, oh, and they also, oh, see, this is important. They also have the 3 armor rigs that are on here. So we've got explosive armor and explosive armor and explosive armor reinforcers, 3 of those. So they basically filled that gap of the armor for explosive being at 10% and increased it. Um, and then they threw more armor on top of that. I've never been a huge fan of adding armor to ships. I may be 100% wrong, but if I remember correctly, it increases the mass of the ship or something to those effects. Those effects and sometimes can increase or decrease your speed or agility. I'm not 100% sure, but it is something I need to re-look back into because obviously things can change, or I very easily could have been wrong back in the day, or I'm remembering wrong. So that is something for me to take an eye out for. Doo, 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 doo. Let's take a look at one more, and then I'll probably end the video. And then go and try to make something similar just off the top of my head. Let's see here. I want to see if I see any that were killed in high sec. Well, there's another one that's in low sec. These null sec ones, they're probably fighting with other groups, so I'm kind of keeping my mind away from those. These are a little bit more expensive down here at the bottom. Looks like this guy got killed by somebody playing solo. That's interesting. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, let's take a look at that one. That one is probably the most expensive, the second most expensive I've seen out there. Okay, so again, no high slot guns. He's got mid rigs here, mostly drones. I think the same thing is going on before, so I'm not going to worry about that one so much. Let's take a look at. This is just me kind of jogging my brain, trying to figure out, okay, what's kind of cool, what isn't. Boo, 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 boo. What is it here? I bet you it's the same thing. Yep, same type of thing. All right. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. And then that one was 34.81 million. So pretty expensive puppy for just a regular Vexor. Okay. So this one is very different. We'll just leave this one where it's at. I definitely don't think I'm going to be using this, but it might be an option down the road. They've got um, instead of long range, they've got the short neutron blasters in here. Then they've got, this looks like a PvPer because it's got a warp scrambler on it with a afterburner and compact boosters, 2 of them to keep his cap going. He's got damage control and then 3 armor repairers. That's interesting. Then some rigs on here for both his um, no, low friction nozzle joints, if I'm not mistaken, that helps you with your agility. And then some stuff here to increase. These are nano pumps. I think those increase an armor for enforcer. They increase your ability to get more ammo. So instead of going full tilt um, damage protection with he's thrown on the multiple um, armor repairers here and also increases cap to keep that armor going. He did throw at the very bottom, or she, multispectral energized membrane, so which increases your uh, damage protection across the board. So that probably boosted the weak spots. Probably, if I remember correctly, the Vexor's kinetic and thermal is at 35. I bet you that boosted it up to near 50. And then the explosive was at a 10%, probably boosted that up near a 30, 35, somewhere in there. So a little bit more damage protection right there, and he's got some nanite paste there. So definitely, I think this is a PvP ship. So some thoughts there, yes, but not really what I'm looking for right now, but maybe down the road. So taking all of that into account, I'll probably go back to the one earlier that had the sensor booster, and I'm not going to use the exact fit, but looking at all these, it gives me ideas not only of the fit that I want to do now, but like this ship right here, maybe what I want to use in the future. And noticing that not all of them are using the damage controls. I see most of them are going armor repair. So maybe I want to focus on that first, and use the middle slots to help with my tracking. Yeah, this is starting to come together in my brain. Use the middle slots to increase the tracking with both the drones and the guns, if I'm going to go longer range guns. Um, yeah, longer range guns, tracking in the middle slots with my, I think I'm going to go with that micro warp drive just to see what happens. And then bottom slots, still the medium armor repair, still at least one drone damage. Then I'll look at how I want to set up my the rest of the lower slots. But I think I can fill it all in right now. I'm still going to leave it rigless to begin with, um, and then I have to look at my capacitor capacities, my power grid, see how that works out. But and I just want to go through this so that I could run through it in my brain. Um, Last thoughts, a lot of comments came through over this weekend. Some recent and also some that had been left off in the past. For some reason with YouTube, sometimes it holds off on posting or sending me the comments that were done until a couple of days after the video is done. So next video, if I'm not mistaken, I'll probably take the last 10 or 15 minutes to go through some of those comments because I think there were some good ones out there, reply to them and maybe talk about what they say and what how it might be pertaining to me and the way I play or other people. And then I'll figure out something good at the beginning. But other than that, that's all I got for today. Hey, you guys, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.